boys, bitch, you better bow down. Crowd just wanna hear the show, start the countdown. Don't be messing around, we ain't chasing no clout. Better shut your ass up before we put your ass down. I get lumped up, taking verbal bumps, chump. We don't ever bite tongues, always keeping it a buck. Dan, Joe, and Will, they gon' change the game. Bump Boys podcast, it'll melt your brain. Y'all don't wanna see the flame, so don't spark the match. We like rookie Kurt Angle, make your ankle snap. Three amigos like Eddie, but don't lie or steal. Only cheat when we gotta, but to win we will. Mike skills like Dusty, but go hard like Brock. I'm a stunner like Austin, dropping elbows like Mach. Y'all don't wanna see the finish, cause it's us on top. 1, 2, 3, get the V and get a warrior pop. Yo!
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Will here from the Bump Boys, and I'm excited to bring to you guys. I went to AEW Dynamite's event last night. It was absolutely amazing. AEW, I'm going to give it to you. What an awesome event. Guys, if you've never been to an AEW Dynamite show, whether it be Rampage or Dynamite, which they shoot in the same day, it is absolutely amazing. And they also shoot dark. It is absolutely amazing for what you get, for what you're going to pay for, but also just the entertainment value of what Dynamite brings. In the words of Eddie Kingston, not only, we're more of a wrestling company than a wrestling entertainment company. A little shot at WWE. But AEW Dynamite, February 23rd, 2022 was in the Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And let's just say they put on a banger. They put on an absolute classic. So let's start off with the opening. I was going to say entrance, but this is the opening. We had the 10-man Tag Team Battle Royale, FTR, Friends 2.0. You had the Young Bucks. You had Private Party, Santana Ortiz. Then the list goes on and on of the tag teams that were in the actual match. You had the Red Dragons, of course. And it ended up coming down to, with the Red Dragons getting the victory over, I like to call him Long John Silver, Mr. Silver from the Dark Order. And then you also had him dumping over Matt Jackson from the Young Bucks. This ended up causing a little bit of a controversy because, Matt Jackson was like, hey, Kyle, later on in the match, Kyle O'Reilly was on the outside. Jackson could have eliminated him, but decided to, let him get back into the ring, roll in. And he was like, hey, me and you are going to team up on Long John Silver. And then Silver ended up making a comeback. While Matt Jackson was eliminating Silver, Kyle O'Reilly came up out of nowhere and basically swung his feet over and dumped him outside, letting the Red Dragons get the victory. So they are going to be they're one of two teams so far confirmed for Revolution in the triple threat match for the tag titles. The Young Bucks end up confronting the Red Dragons in the ring saying, hey, that was dirty. And they're like, hey, you would have done the same if you had to. And then out and plays the music of Hangman Adam Page. He comes out running to the ring, pissed off about last week where the Red Dragons attacked him, and he starts laying that smacker down on the Red Dragons. And the Young Bucks kind of just throw up their hands and they're just like, hey, this is your feud. This has nothing to do with us. We get Adam Cole running down to the ring to defend the Red Dragons. He gets his ass kicked, and there's a buckshot lariat done to Kyle O'Reilly. And then we get a nice little promo while, the Red Dragons and Adam Cole, baby, are outside the ring just listening. And then basically Hangman sits down and basically says, hey, Adam Cole, you've had the title every time you went to any WWE company or any wrestling company. But you know what? When you're here in AEW, and he didn't mention WWE, that's just me mentioning it. But when you're here in AEW, it's not going to come at the expense of me to where you're going to end up winning a title, and that you end up always falling on similar faces, pointing to Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. So the opening match and promo of, let's say, Dynamite was intense, was insane. It was awesome. It definitely opened up the show to let us have a good time. And then we kick off with the asshole himself. We had MJF coming out and just cutting a really emotional promo saying how Punk was his idol and that, just like all the fans and all the people watching, he loves professional wrestling and that's why he's here. And he wants to remind us that, hey, Punk walked out on all of us, not just me. He walked out on all of you, and that he's not going to do the same. So it's almost like MJF, at the last stand, just trying to get some people on his side. And then we get CM Punk, not even coming out to any music, just comes out and doesn't even say anything, just basically looks at MJF and is kind of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then MJF, can't look him in the eye, and then just leaves the arena. So we also had that promo, which is a little bit weird. Obviously the MJF, trying to get anybody, on his side was a little bit weird, but it was okay. I think the promo was decent. I really wanted Punk to kind of, come out to some music and kind of give us a little talking about MJF sucking up to the crowd. But once again, it was a more of an emotional promo, so we didn't really get that. Then our next match was absolutely amazing. We had Penta Oscuro with the Bastard Pack going up against the Black Family, or aka, the Kings of the Black Throne, Aleister Black and his big boy. Overall, this was a really good match. There was a lot of back and forth, close near falls. Now, it did end up with a roll-up pin. Now, I do understand why you did that, to give, Penta the win in a Pack, the win over the Black Family, and you also protect the Black Family. So I wasn't mad that there was a roll-up pin on that. It's actually really good. The match back and forth. There was a lot of dives, a lot of spots. It was really, really good. But then the Black Family started beating the living shit out of Pac and Penta. And then literally the lights went out in the arena. And, you could hear, obviously I went back and watched it. You could hear JR saying, "What the hell is going on? You got lights on, lights off, wax off, wax off. What the hell is going on in AEW?" And when the lights came back on, we had Buddy Matthews standing in the arena and was just looking. Aleister looked like he had seen a ghost. But Buddy ended up helping the Black Family and attacking Penta and Pac. So Buddy Matthews is joining the Black Family. He's the third member, and this is amazing. It's awesome to see. Once again, we were talking about the news of Buddy Matthews being signed to AEW. When is he going to show up? He has officially shown up, and they stood in the arena nice and tall. So like I said, the first hour of Dynamite was absolutely packed with just a ton of stuff, and it's going to continue to the second hour. We had a promo between Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho, basically going back and forth. Eddie, I'm a hard body guy. And then Chris Jericho, it took you years to make it, whereas I made it when I'm 22, you're 38, and you made it to the big stage. So back and forth promo got really intense. I thought we were going to see a brawl, but we didn't. But what we did get was we got Chris Jericho accepting the challenge. And this, for this pay-per-view Revolution, we got 2 confirmed matches on this Dynamite, which was awesome. And they're 2 big matches, 2 big single matches confirmed. So Chris Jericho accepts. It's going to be Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho at Revolution, which I am excited to see. And Jericho even said, "Hey, if you beat me fair and square and you're able to beat me, I will shake your hand in the arena and say you've made it." Which overall, it was a good promo, it was a good segment. Then we had kind of a longer match with Ricky Starks and number 10 from the Dark Order. It was an okay match. I thought it was a little bit of a slower pace out of all the matches on the card. It was a little bit of a slow paced match, but Ricky ended up getting the win with a spear, which once again, I don't mind Ricky getting that. So he's going to be in the face of the Revolution tournament, that ladder match to crown the next contender for the TNT title. And we did get a little segment backstage with, Keith Lee cutting a promo and Ricky and Powerhouse Hobb walking up to him, cutting a little promo saying, "Hey, you get in the back of the line. I don't know how things work here, but, you say your P's and your Q's and you just don't, you fit in where you get in." And then we had Powerhouse Hobbs squaring up with Keith Lee, and they're kind of teasing, maybe we'll get to see that at the ladder match at Revolution, which I am excited to see. Revolution is going to be an amazing, amazing pay-per-view. So if you get a chance to go to it, kudos to you. We then had Jade Cargo versus the Bunny. This was actually a good match. I really liked it. There's a little bit of interference with, the Bunnies, Jade Cargill's manager, and then obviously Matt Hardy from AFHO came out for the Bunny. And it was kind of like a back and forth argument. Aubrey Edwards threw both of them out, but we ended up getting Jade Cargill getting the victory over the Bunny. Overall, this was actually a really good match. It was a very good women's match that was put on. It was very entertaining, had good pacing. But then we had Jade Cargill with Tony Schiavone in the ring, and Jade grabs the mic and says, "I'm 28-0, soon to be 30-0, soon to be 50-0, AK soon to be 100-0. Who can stop me? I really need a challenger." And then we had Tay Conti coming out to the arena saying, "Hey, I'm going to be that one. I'm that girl." And then she gets in the ring. They have a little stare off. So potentially at Revolution, we're going to have Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti. I'm not sure if they confirmed that, but I hope we get that match. And then last we had, obviously there was a few promos here and there, but we had Daniel Bryanson going toe-to-toe with Daniel Garcia. This was actually a really good match. It wasn't as technical as Bryan's last match on Dynamite, but this was a nice back and forth, had a nice good spots, good chops, all that kind of stuff. But obviously Daniel Bryanson gets the win, puts the guns up. He ends up getting attacked by Daniel Garcia and his crew, and then we have out Mox. Mox comes out for the save, and then Daniel Bryanson says, all right, you know what? We're going to end it. One-on-one, like you said, we have to bleed. Before we can bleed together, we have to make each other bleed. So Daniel Bryanson throws on the line. He accepts. At Revolution, we're going to have Jon Moxley versus Daniel Bryan. And like I said, if you get to go to Revolution in Orlando, I am so jealous, because not only is this pay-per-view stacked with the triple threat tag team, with, you know, Adam Cole versus Hangman, which the ladder match with Bryan versus Mox, with Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. This match is, and then we had there's Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, DMD. Like, come on, like, this is a stacked pay-per-view. AEW, I'm giving this show, honestly, this show gets a 4.95. I can't give anything a 5 out of 5, but this gets a 4.95. This is a really good AEW Dynamite show. Once again, going in person just makes it even better. But if you haven't had a chance to go see it, go watch the highlights or go watch the replay. Dynamite was extremely good. So guys, it's been your boy Wilbur here from the Bump Boy, aka King William. Stay tuned. Put in the link in the description box below. Any of the other videos that are coming out, that came out this week. It's been your boy Wilbur from the Bump Boys. Peace out.
Must bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night.